Bows and bow ties, what is going on? I should be getting my other car back today, so it should be a little quieter when I do my lives. I'm trying to figure out why this is so loud. So look, I know I've been busy, but I do try to check what's going on in my comments or whatever, right? And sometimes it's timely, sometimes it's not. I've been doing a pretty decent job. And most of my comments have been centered around when I've, anything I've done on, I think, was it the Blue Ivy dancing or Beyoncé or whatever? And the beehive is triggered. But this is the thing. I'm going to continue saying exactly what I'm saying, which is this. People seem to think it's okay to put the youth out there in industry, right? Meaning on these tours. And everyone's like, they've been doing this since the dawn of time. They've been, this is not new. And what's wrong with them dancing? Maybe she just likes to dance and all this other stuff. And these are my thoughts. I want to make it very public so I don't have to keep saying the same thing. Number one, just because it has been done doesn't mean we need to continue doing these things. Number two, we need to create some sort of community standard or something for what we want for our children. We don't seem to have any standard for our children, okay? And this is the reason why the culture is what it is. There's no standard in the music. There's no standard in how we want to pursue careers. There's nothing. Other cultures will pursue certain career fields, etc., because they want to make sure that their community is solid, that they have those resources in their communities. Something so simple as having enough doctors and research, right? How can you possibly fix the things that ail you in your community if you don't have people who are in these positions? So if we don't have enough doctors, if we don't have enough people doing clinical trials, we can't fix those health challenges we have in our community, right? And what I'm saying is when the communities get together and they say, these are the kinds of things we want for our youth, for our children, for our elderly, they prosper. And so when I talk about Blue Ivy being on this tour, on the surface, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with it. But I will continue to push back, and I will just have to be on this island by myself. We don't have any standards in our community. And everyone continues to say, oh, well, we've always done this. The Jackson 5 was on tour, this, that, and the other. I'm like, look what's going on with those children. They gave us great content, great contributions to society, to culture. But Michael's not here anymore. We've got people engaging in so much surgery and everything else. The level of abuse that happens to our children. Well, number three, we need to protect our children. They don't need to be exposed to the world so quickly. What's wrong with a little bit of protection? That's not to say that they can't ever learn it, but I'm like, you cannot tell me this young girl, this baby, is not seeing things on that tour. And you can tell me you've got all the bodyguards in the world, but I'm telling you, this little girl is not a dum-dum. I'm sure she's seeing things and hearing things. Look, even just being around, okay, just being around a group of people who are purposefully flaunting a certain lifestyle, okay? You can love the people, but not the lifestyle, not the act, right? So what's going to happen is that's going to be normalized for her. All I'm saying is this girl is, what is she, 11, 12, 13? I don't know how old. She's probably 11, 12, 10, something like that. This little girl, it's like she can't just be a little girl. Now she's got to be Beyonce's daughter. And now everybody's critiquing all of her dancing. Like, I don't care so much about the dancing stuff. I didn't see her do anything that was outrageous, right? She's 11, 12 years old. My concern is yank her out of that environment. I don't care how many times she hits some particular move on beat and on time. I don't care. You know, it's almost as if like those other children that she has are being spared but Blue Ivy is not. So the people that are in my comments are like, you should mind your business and that and the other. I'm like, look, let me tell you something. Beyonce's daughter is Beyonce's daughter. You are 100% right. But sometimes in community, we have to start holding up a lens and saying, hey, is this what we want for our children? At the end of the day, my children aren't perfect, but my children aren't out there doing that. One of my kids, I swear, he's definitely trying me for sure. But my job is to make sure that I parent him, right? And I'm not saying she's not parenting Blue Ivy, but what I will say is this. Why voluntarily put her out here in this industry? You already have a group of individuals who are like, we have this alternative lifestyle. You can't tell me that you are a lover of Jesus Christ and then want to engage in submersing her in this environment where she's co-signing these behaviors, this lifestyle. And I understand people are like, well, I'm not Christian. I get it. So if you're not, then this probably is not going to sit well with you. I'm okay with it, though. That's the thing. I am okay with it. Let me tell you, they say demons tremble at the name of Jesus. And so there's going to be some people here who are going to be at unrest because there's something inside of them that's not liking what I'm saying. Maybe it's conviction. I don't know. I don't know who's watching this. What I am saying is you've got this little girl out there who can easily dance in at her school and do a nice little play or whatever it is, but on that tour around all these adults and who knows what substances that she's seen or been exposed to, acts, who knows? I'm telling you, you got people who show up to these concerts crazy. Who knows what she's seeing when she goes out there and she's looking out in the audience at all these people who idolize her mom. Okay? They had made her mom like a demigod or something. Who knows what that's doing to her? Who knows the kinds of, like, how does this affect her relationship with people of what she expects for herself? Who knows what kinds of dysfunction this could cause in the future because she's seeing these crazy, whacked out weirdos in the audience who are willing to do any and everything to continue to prop up her mom. Who knows what she's being exposed to? Who knows the substances she has seen, the things that she's hearing? All I'm saying is our community, okay, I guess this cop just wants to get in front of me because I was short chilling in the fast lane. Our community has no interest in having some sort of standard. We don't have a standard for our children. And so people will get in my comments and continue to say things like, oh, maybe she just likes to dance, and maybe this is this, and maybe this is that. And that's between TikTok and YouTube. And I'm like, they're like, oh, we've been doing this since the dawn of time. I'm like, yeah, and look at the Jackson 5. Look what happened to Michael. Look what's happening with all these children in Hollywood culture. So many. Britney Spears, she was like a true pop star, and now look what's going on with her. Look what happened with kids who were pushed into the spotlight too quickly. And I'm saying this child is 11, 12 years old, 10 or however old she is, and you got people out here lauding and applauding the fact that she's on tour with her mother, who's grinding. She's popping and locking and grinding and slithering around on stages and carrying or whatever that she's doing. That's what she sees for her mother. The great Beyoncé, popping and locking. You need me to tell you something. I'm sure that little girl's subconscious relationship with femininity and womanhood is completely different than what the average little girl is. To her, womanhood might be, I must present myself as publicly perfect all the time, and I have to play up my sexuality all the time on stage. I can't just come out and just sing. I've got to, grind and do all this other stuff. And so a lot of people don't want to hear me say it, but I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm like, this little girl is out here in this industry And in my comments, people seem to think that it's okay. I'm like, it's not okay. They're like, well, that's her child. I'm like, you're 100% right. But she's still part of this community. Now look, you know how I feel about the whacked out weirdo culture. I'm not part of the culture, but I am part of this community. This community has no standards for our youth. And I'm going to say what I said earlier when I first got live. When you look at other communities, they have an idea of what they see for their community. They're like, we need doctors, we need lawyers, we need engineers, we need toenail clippers, we need eyelash growers. I don't know. And what happens is when you have a group of people who are like, we need more doctors in our community right now. Now you have a group of people who can serve the people medically because they understand there are the unique challenges of the community. They understand how to the bedside manner that's necessary for the community. They understand things like, okay, we don't have enough people who are participating in clinical trials, but we know that our people are going to come in with this thing. Maybe we need to start doing some research on this, engaging in research on this. Hey, let's talk about how there is actually race that is infused in technology. A lot of people don't get that. That's another conversation for another day. We need to start having people who are more, lawyers in the community so that we know how to represent ourselves in front of the law and how it is interpreted. Because there's the way it is written and there's the way it is interpreted in the spirit of the law. I'm not a lawyer, I'm an engineer. What I will say is communities will say, this is what we want for our kids. You don't see a whole bunch of Asian kids out there popping and locking on stage. That's not what they see for their kids. Why do you think that Asian men are at the top of the salary chain? Because what they see for themselves is tech, doctorship. Oh, that's a doctorship. I just made up a whole word. That's what they see for themselves. But with the black community, what we see for ourselves is we're like so easily swayed. We're probably the most, I think, easily swayed by a beat. As soon as we get a beat, yeah, girl, yeah, shut up. Like, you throw a beat on there or a track, and it's like we can't even think. And now we've got people in the comments, they think it's okay that this little girl is out here in this industry. We know that Holly Weird is a trick. So people are like, oh, I'm sure she's got bodyguards and people around. I'm like, those people are out of the world. Those people are in a situation. So anyway, look, I don't know. I just feel like people seem to be most triggered by the fact that I said that we need to yank Blue Ivy off of that tour. Not we, Beyoncé. She's already conditioning this little girl to find her value in being lauded and applauded by people who don't matter. She's already being conditioned on a worldwide stage that this is your value. She's already being conditioned to see this is what femininity looks like. Watch me walk out here with all my stuff hanging out and another leotard and grind around people and listen to my language. And hey, look, let's cause more confusion. We claim to be Christian, but we want to go ahead and applaud a lifestyle that is in direct opposition to what Christ wants. I'm just saying what I'm saying. You don't have to like it, and I invite people to leave comments. Just be respectful. Most of the people are very respectful, and I appreciate that. Leave your comment. But if it really bothers you what I'm saying, then you don't even have to watch my content. I tell people, look, this is not going to ever be a big channel because I'm not going to pander to everybody. I'm just going to have my little blackity black opinion, and that's it. That's it. I'm not going out of my way to report on every salacious topic. I speak on the things that I find interesting. I can't even keep up with these celebrities. I don't want to. They're weird. They're freaking weird. Most of them have self-esteem issues. Alright, so look, I'm getting ready to get off of this situation because my exit is coming up soon.